Mr. Gilkinet, Minister of Mobility of Belgium, thank you for having us in your office here in Brussels.
It was a great pleasure, with honor.
Unfortunately, you could not make it at the conference RailTech Belgium. However, we're here today to talk to you and still hear what you have to say to the Belgium as well as the international rail sector. So thank you for having us. First of all, why is Belgium the right location for an international rail conference?
Because it's a very nice country, because it's capital of Europe, and because our federal government has very big and positive intention for the train, for the track. We want to make the train the backbone of the mobility of the future. It's the best way to make mobility a freedom for people and to go further for climate ambition.
Yes, and the quote of your website is as well, to make the train indeed the backbone of tomorrow's mobility, we must now reinvest in railways for the first time in a long time. How is Belgium now investing in rail?
We are investing money, but we have also ambition. We want, as I said, to make the train the backbone of mobility. We want more people, more goods on train, and we decided with our government since 3 years to reinvested for the train in the infrastructure and in the service for people. For the first time in 10 years, we have a contract, a PSO contract with our train companies, and we set them more ambitions for the future, a better service, more accessibility to people, and we decided to invest in accessibility, in punctuality, in digitalization, in security, and it's a very positive story because €1 invested in the train brings 2-3 euros back to the economy.
Okay, that's a good figure indeed. And indeed, one of the goals in the Rail Vision for 2040 that you set up, the aim is to go for real modal shift to rail from roads, from perhaps also flying. And the goal is to go for passenger rail to 15%, while it's now at 8%, and for freight from 12 to 20%, which is of course perhaps ambitious, but it's also necessary, I suppose. And how can these goals be achieved?
We want to double the modal part of train, and therefore we have to be more efficient. We have to renew our rolling material. We will do so for the health of the rolling material in the 10 years. We have to invest in the tracks so that we can be able to make right and train for passenger and train for goods. We have to have a better coordination between all mode of transport with our regional buses, also with people who are active on their bike, who are going by foot, and we need also a better service with train earlier in the morning, later in the evening, so that you can be as free as you take the train as you have a car, which is a part of the problem we have to solve, the climate problem, the problem of too many cars in cities like Brussels.
Yes, and from when can some of these improvements be expected? Are there any sub-goals?
Yes, it takes always too much time in the train, because once you decide, it takes 2, 3, or 4 years to see the change in the mobility. But we decided to think long term. We wrote a vision 24, what we want to achieve in 20 years. We decided to give for the first time a 10 years contract, a 10 years PSO contract to our company, so that they can see what they have to achieve and make the rightest and the most efficient choice to respond to the demand of their government.
Yes, and what is for Belgium the biggest challenge to reach these goals?
There are many challenges. We have to be more efficient because we want more train on the tracks. We have to develop a better coordination on the train. There is the challenge of human resources. We have to attract workers to the train. We need each year more than 2,000 more people in our train companies. Not always easy to find the people. We need investment to make our station more accessible, to renew our rolling stocks, and we need also better coordination so that it will be more easy for people to take the train and more easy for companies to put goods on train.
Yeah, and do you think the necessary investments also to reach those goals are now made?
They are decided for the 10 coming years, and I hope that the further government will respect the contract we did sign with our train companies. It's billions of investment that are ready now to be made in the train sector. There are a lot of companies, industries, people waiting for the results of this very good decision for the future of mobility, and I'm ready to make it a reality.
That's great. And Belgium also recently, you could say, made headlines with the measure for night train operators that they do not pay the track exit charges as well as the energy fees in the coming 2 years. I also saw actually a picture of you on the first night train of
to
European
Berlin,
sleeper, yes, to Berlin. And is there any chance, because of course this helps for the next 2 years, for night train operators it might be extended, or what is the longer term?
First of all, I'm very proud that Belgium is the first country in Europe making night train free of charge for their cost of past and their cost of energy. We want to help night trains to develop again, and we want to make Brussels a hub for night train in the future, because there are a lot of demand of people who wants to travel in another way, more green way, and it's a very positive way to build Europe also. What for the future? I hope more private company will propose night trains coming to Brussels. There are several projects. It's difficult to find the rolling material. We have to improve on ticketing for people, but I think it's a part of the future of mobility, and Belgium shows the way, and I gave my law to my colleagues from other country, and I hope other country will take the same law as Belgium.
Yes, and of course night trains are not the only international trains that could make people choose for rail. So why night trains in particular instead of international trains in general?
Yeah, because it's a particular way to work. It's coming back of the night train. It's more difficult for night trains company to be break even. The return on investment is slower. You have more cost for employment, and then I think it's a very fair way to help those little and nice companies to develop again.
Right. And is there any chance in that this measure will be extended, or is it?
I hope so. I asked the European Commission to allow country to make like Belgium to help night train companies, and I asked my colleagues from other countries to have the same system as Belgium. I want to create a level playing field for night train against the unfair concurrence of planes and other means of transport who are more polluting and more problematic for the climate.
Yes, and talking about indeed international trains, Belgium is one of the 6 countries in the EU that has still the VAT on train tickets.
Yeah.
Also, for example, the Netherlands and Germany, so it's not the only one. But and as most people know, all international air travel, you do have to not have to pay any taxes. So is there, you were talking about level playing field, any plan to also remove this for train travel to encourage people to travel sustainably?
Indeed, it's something I'm asking to my government since months and months. I hope we can take this decision, and we have to give the signal that it's positive for the climate to take a train, and then it's very logical to make the train free of VAT, like in a lot of other countries in Europe. If you want to create a level playing field in favor of the train, you have to act in that direction and to make the train cheaper.